Hi, guys, and welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers, podcast where we talk about tattoos, life, and everything in between.
Sorry, Caboose built us like a professional clapper so that way we can sync up our video and our audio, but I am too lazy to grab it, so I oftentimes just clap my hands so he can sync that up. And today I decided to clap entirely too hard.
Today, she actually does it all the time, but this one was specifically really bad.
Yeah.
That was bad.
My hands are like beat red now. That hurt real bad.
Normally I can ignore it and like go through with the intro, but that one was like
it was painful.
Yeah, looked
I
painful.
felt like it was the tortilla challenge. Oh, you hit me again.
I know, right? Well, it's just a force of it. Don't blame that on me. That was you this time.
That was, yeah.
Well, welcome back to Tattoo Homewreckers. My name is Callista, and this is your other host,
Gaia, Slappy McGillicuddy.
Yep. Laughing Lou. Giggly Lou.
Yes, Laughing Lou. Giggling Gaia.
Giggling Gaia, Laughing Lou, yes. Today, in true fashion, we only talked about this a little bit before we actually recorded the episode.
I'm really excited.
But yeah, 'tis the season. I wanted to talk about gift giving and how it presents differently for other people, kind of our thoughts on it, and just some like myths and stuff that we want to clear up, because I feel like there is a lot of like weird culture. There's a weird culture around gift giving.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if you want to start us off. What has your experience with gift giving been?
Okay.
And gift giving and receiving, I should say.
Let's be real clear. I don't like gifts. I don't like giving gifts. I don't like receiving gifts.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little bit of like family trauma, which we'll get into that. And then a little bit of just like culturally, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Coming right out the gate. If this is your first time here, you might not know I am not the best at hiding my emotions. If you know me, you know that is damn sure. So if you give me a present and I don't like it, then it shows.
You're candid. You can't help it.
No, honestly, I can't help it.
I think it's a superpower in and of itself because, I mean, we kind of talked about this a little bit, and we'll dive deeper into it and what this has in relation to gift giving. But I was raised in a culture where, like, you know, we were basically raised from the get-go to kind of stifle our emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for me, I have like such a delayed, a lot of the times I have a delayed response. And a lot of the times I don't. I've just gotten really good at hiding it. Mm-hmm. And now that I've like grown up to like kind of tear down that culture, I've been getting a lot better at like actually like showing things. Not talking about them is one thing, but like finally just letting myself like show my feelings and show my emotions is another. So I'm kind of jealous of like just that uncanny ability to just be candid all the time.
You say that, but it has a lot of horrible repercussions.
Yeah, it's crazy because both sides have a lot of like cons to them.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides do. Absolutely.
And like my family was definitely one in which, and it's the same message I got like growing up and then has continued. Mm-hmm. So whenever you bring this sort of subject up, like I understand that we are gonna hurt some feelings here. If you love gift giving, then you're like, fuck yeah, I'm so good at gift giving. It kind of sucks to be like, yeah, I don't like receiving presents. Mm-hmm. I guess actually, to be more specific about that, I like receiving random presents. Mm-hmm. Like Mark gave me like a drink that had Ted Lasso on it.
Oh, that was so sweet.
And I felt so like seen in that moment because everyone that knows me knows I'm obsessed with Ted Lasso. Mm-hmm. And then I got the same day, a client gave me socks, and I super love socks. I am that person that loves socks. With corgis. And it was really cute because it looked like Bailey. Uh-huh. And so like those are just genuine, like, hey, I saw these and I thought of you. And I feel like those presents are often really like sweet. Yeah. But I don't like gift giving occasions. I don't like holidays for that. I don't like my birthday for that. I don't like this like obligation that comes along with it. Because oftentimes when I am given a present, it is not me at all. Yeah. And so then for someone who feels very misunderstood a lot,
that's a trigger
amplifies for you. That to be like, hey, by the way, I don't know you, but I felt like I had to get you a present. Mm-hmm. and it just feels like gross and icky, and it's not a, like, to me it's not like a form of love, because growing up it was always the narrative of you should be grateful that somebody gave you everything, or like anything, which is still like a thing that if I bring it up, people are like, you should just be grateful somebody gave that to you at all. Like, no, I don't. First off, I don't want you to buy things. I'm not a huge fan of capitalism.
Yeah.
Secondly, it just highlighted that you don't know me, and that makes me sad.
Yes. And I mean, it was pretty good timing that you stumbled across this reel today, because I did want to bring that up about the whole gratefulness thing. And so the reel,
so it's on Instagram, and it's Dr. Becky at Good Inside. Her book, phenomenal. Mm-hmm. Also follow her page. I'll put like a little link in the whatever description that fuck the thing's called. But she talks about preparing your children for the gift giving process and gift receiving process, and how oftentimes we tell people they're ungrateful, which is that message that I've gotten. And she highlights, oh my God, it's amazing that you can't have an emotion. Mm-hmm. So that's not real. She obviously explains that in more depth. Mm-hmm. But one of the lines that I absolutely loved was that frustration and disappointment are often part of the gift receiving process.
Yeah, and why are we like pretending, again, that's like kind of what I want to talk about, the culture of gift giving and receiving. Why are we pretending like those two things like don't exist at all in this world?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it is incredibly frustrating because it falls under the same realm as toxic positivity, I think, where it's like almost like toxic gratitude.
Yes.
That makes sense. Like you have to be so fucking stoked that someone got you something that, like, especially for you, it's a huge trigger that blatantly says like, I don't understand you.
Yep.
Or like, I don't get you.
And we've touched on this a little bit before, that after someone gives me a present, they will do a follow-up. That they will ask me how I liked said present. And so then I'm forced to lie again. And it super sucks. And then people will check in on presents with me.
It is uncanny. Because like at first, like when you told me that, I was like, I've never heard of that in my life. And then over the years of like us, you know, living together and like, you know, spending so much time together, yes, it does happen to you so much more frequently. I've never had that before. And I, quite frankly, like, to me, okay, speaking as someone who actually loves gift giving, I do love it. It is, for me, it's fun. It's more of the, like, it's not like the principle for me. It's like a ceremonial thing for me, where, like, I love to get people, like, a gift because it's a ceremony of, like, you know what, even though, like, I obviously don't want to say that my love can be equated to a materialistic item or anything that I buy you. It is still a symbol of like, hey, I care about you. And I was thinking of you, and like, I wanted to get something to represent that, even though I won't fully touch on that. So as someone who loves gift giving, I just can't imagine, to me, again, like checking in on someone and being like, so did you like it? And it's one thing if it's coming from a place of genuine curiosity. For example, like, let's just say I got Jude I don't know, he's really into, we'll say that he's getting into woodworking and I get him a tool. And if I double check in on him and I'm like, hey, how is it? Do you like it? Like, is it working well for you? That's coming from a place of genuine curiosity and giving him space to have a reaction that is also genuine of like, no, the tool isn't working very well. But I don't know, like some people, the way they ask you about it, they want only not a genuine reaction. Yeah. I think that's the problem. That's the difference. Is like, no, for me, I want to make it very clear to people that they can have their own genuine opinions. You not liking my gift has nothing to do with our relationship or how you think about me. I'm just curious. But like with you get asked as in like a give me more dopamine kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like I want to know that you like it, and any other answer besides that is wrong. Yeah.
It's super awkward.
And it is strange. It is weird. And I think it just has given, and as someone who again likes gift giving, this Christmas in particular has been really hard on me because I just, I like don't want to be stressed out anymore about getting people things. I think I hit my limit. You know what I mean? Like last year I was cool, I think. Yeah. And then this year I'm like, I fucking can't.
Well, I think it's that idea of like this obligatory, like, you have to give a present to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for me, it's that organic nature of like, look, I also send people presents. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm that person that I love cards, so I will give people cards randomly to be
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, I just need you to know that I care about you. I have an unhealthy relationship with unhide blankets.
Mm-hmm.
So our friends have been benefiting from that.
Yeah.
Of me just shipping unhide blankets because they have puppies that I get worried might possibly at some point be cold for 1 second. Just so you know, their dogs are very well taken care of.
Incredibly.
But I've like adopted their dogs.
They're
and
so
their
cute.
dogs need unhide blankets.
Yeah. We get more pictures of them as soon as they snuggle in with their unhide blankets. Then we'll get pictures of the dogs in their unhide, and it's the best
and
thing
it's
ever.
worth it.
Yeah.
So like I think that's it. Is that I like gifts that genuinely, to me, that's what it feels like. It comes from the heart. Whereas when it's that ceremonial present of it's Christmas, which is a holiday I don't even fucking celebrate.
Right.
And then you have to give everyone something. And like, I don't know about you, I was raised that if somebody gave you a present, it is very awkward for you to stand there and be like, thank you, I got you nothing. Because in my like family and like just like our kind of like culture that I was raised in was everyone's like, oh, well, it's not about you giving them a present back. Says you, the person who gave a gift.
I think that's like the biggest myth of like, yeah, right? Like that is like the biggest myth of that, because either way it's awkward for the receiver.
Yeah.
Fuck my bad, you know what I mean? Like, oh
like,
shit.
I didn't know we were giving presents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you have to stand there awkwardly, and then heaven forbid they're like, open it. Mm-hmm. Let me watch your reaction.
Yeah. And I've been guilty of that too, for sure. Absolutely. Because like I just get excited and I'm like, oh, but I want to know, I want to see you open it. And it's very much a like the person who's giving the gift, it is very much, it's hard because you do have to acknowledge the fact of like, okay, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for them at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing is like, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about like gift giving in that way of it is interpreted so differently, and that's okay, that's fine. People can have different opinions of gifts. Just like be, I don't know, cautious and wary about how these people will take it. You know what I mean? If you have a friend and you want to give them a gift and you don't know how they're going to take it, then maybe like figure that out first. You know what I mean?
Okay, so as someone who hates giving gifts, the nicest thing you could do to me, it's the same thing that like we talk about a lot, which is there's a lot of like preface on hard conversations. And so like it's not being forced to ever open presents in front of people, because that is horribly traumatizing. And B, like somebody being like, hey, I don't know if you'll like this, it's okay if you don't, I might have completely missed the mark. And just been like, but I saw it and I thought of you, but also it might be 100% wrong. And acknowledging that like, hey, this is not a like just, this does not equate my love of you to then this ridiculous thing that I'm like, wait, why would I ever wear, I don't know, a fucking scrunchie covered in lollipops? Like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna wear that. Or like, oh, you bought me lingerie. That's fucking weird. Why would you buy? And that's been a gift, by the way, from somebody who would never see me in lingerie.
Right.
And so like somebody just being like, hey, this gift is, it's safe, it's okay, instead of just being like, hey, I'm gonna put this ticking time bomb in front of you and then I'm gonna watch you open it, and if you don't give me the exact correct response, then I am going to get upset with you. And then as a person who like, I overthink presents a lot because I'm like, how do I sum everything up that I love in this person into one present?
Yeah, me too.
And like most people I know, that's how they feel about gifts. So they're like, okay, and they try to go like the practical route, but like I don't always want a practical gift. Also, I'm a fucking adult. I will just buy it for myself if I want it.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing, is like it's so hard because what do you get someone who's capable of like getting anything for themselves?
Yeah.
And that's why homemade gifts are really fun too. But I do like want to circle back, like the whole point of like giving a gift, the way I've always thought of it is like, that person is allowed to have whatever reaction they have to
but
your
society
gift.
says no to that,
which is silly, because for me it's very much like if I give you something, it's me physically passing it off to you that means the most to me. And then from that point on, out of my hands. It's out of my hands. I'm okay with like, what?
My favorite gifts are experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will take that any day of the week. If somebody was like, hey, my gift for Christmas is that we are going to go out for coffee. And then they schedule a coffee date. Oh my God. That's the best present you can give. Your time, your full attention is the best gift you can ever give me. Like, that's why, like, my birthday was great because we were there together. Yeah. So, like, I'm going to be honest. If you gave me an actual present on my birthday last year, I don't remember it. All I remember was it was us at Blue Lagoon, laughing hysterically, getting drunk, having a blast, making fun of the birthday curse.
You know, it's funny. I think Caboose and I actually did a joint present, but really all it was a envelope of tickets of experiences.
Oh yeah,
we haven't used yet because
we haven't used yet.
It's been a crazy ass year.
Yeah, I forgot that was for my birthday because I look at the envelopes a lot. When I feel unloved. I pull that drawer out and I just look at my envelopes and I'm like, you have so many envelopes. And by the way, I've not read a single one of them. So they could just be go sit by yourself, Gaia.
No, none of them are like, they're all group activities that we all do, can do as like a trio. So, which is funny because some of them I'm like, dude, we need to schedule at least like a 2-day period, 48 hours minimum. When do we ever have 48 hours free? But,
yeah. But that was like a super thoughtful gift because the experiences
it's still experiences,
And I think that's the problem with like the entire culture around gift giving is that it is still based on the person who my love language is gift giving are expecting you to accept my love language as like the best thing in the world. Whereas, like, for me, my love language is not tied with gift giving. My love language is tied with quality time. So, like, the reason why your, like, handmade gifts mean so much to me is because of all the effort put in. Yeah. So it's all that time you spent thinking about me doing said present. Whereas when someone buys me a present, it's different when it's that, like, random thought because it's that, hey, you thought of me. But Christmas presents that are purchased, I'm just like, okay, so you just felt like you had to spend money. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
It is incredibly hard because some of them are just genuine, like, I don't know, like, the lack of thought is kind of put on blast. And again, that's okay. That's okay. If you just want to be a bird and get me a shiny button just for the sake of getting me a shiny button, that's really sweet and really nice. But, like, again, I'm allowed to have whatever emotional response to it. And I just, again... it's extra hard during these holiday seasons where it's forced on us. Yeah. And I just, again, like I said, I think I've hit my limit. And normally I'm like, I don't know if I was like this last year, but I feel like last year I wasn't nearly as stressed about like getting people things because I was just like, okay, yeah, it'll be great. It'll be awesome. But it's hard when people like request certain gifts too that don't necessarily make me feel good as a person either. Where I thought that maybe like being clear and concise, because that's normally how we do it, being clear and concise about like what do you want would be okay. But recently I've had an experience where like I asked what do you want and like I was given an answer and I'm allowed to not be comfortable with this answer as well. And I think that's what a lot of people get weird about is like, well, you asked what I wanted. Okay, but like if I'm not comfortable getting that for you, then like it shouldn't be seen as like again, like me not showing my love for you.
So basically what she's saying is I told her to get me a vibrator and
she
feels uncomfortable. That's not true. That's not true. JK.
Well, it's an emotionally traumatizing vibrator that I don't want to fucking do. Yeah, and that's the thing is it ruins the like gift giving process for me. And I've never had this problem before. Normally when people like ask what they want, it's very clear, concise, but certain things I'm like, dude, I don't know, this feels loaded.
Yeah, I feel like I stopped asking people what they want for that reason because a lot of times it would be essentially like emotionally manipulating. Yeah. When you're like, so I just want some like hints. And then it's like, well, winter here is really cold. So a new comforter would be really good because like our heating is broke. And I just, like right now it's a really hard time of year. And you're like, bro, I was just asking a question and was not in a place to receive all of your like baggage.
Yeah. Thank you for gifting me your baggage, but I don't want it. Yeah. No, it's hard because like I always want it to come from a good place. And I don't know if I think we've talked about this before where people kind of use gifts to also manipulate you, which is also incredibly hard. Because like I said, I mean, I want gift giving to be a purely innocent thing, but a lot of the times people take it in so many not innocent directions, if that makes sense. Like, again, like it's supposed to be like a sacred, just like a fun thing. And then all of a sudden people, it's just tied with so many obligations, like emotional obligations. Yeah. Or I'm like, bro, I don't. And I mean, circling back, I know that we're kind of all over the place in this episode, but circling back to the whole reaction thing, I get it. Like, it's polite to just smile and be like, thank you for the present. Appreciate it. But there's a lot of that is like treading a fine line between, are you teaching your kid to be polite, or are you teaching your kid to just suppress their emotions? Because again, that's something I've been working on for a minute now, trying not to suppress that emotions and like stonewall and, you know, dig them as deep as they can be. But it's, I don't know, it's just hard. It's a fine line to walk. Well, I think
it teaches, like you just said it teaches stonewalling, and it also teaches resentment. Because that's, you know, that's always been my biggest gripe, was that I then am being scrutinized for not liking something. And for me, that's like being forced to just swallow down. Like, thank you so much. This is amazing. It is like viscerally painful for me to be fake. We'll just go right into the jugular, and it's being fake.
Well, yeah.
And that's something that like I'm discovering the older I get is like just part of my autistic tendencies is that like that is physically painful. So I have a really hard time with anything that's like inauthentic. And to just sit there and have to put on a good face, like that was it when I was a kid. Like, I got in a lot of trouble if I ever said anything about a present that I didn't love. And like, I think that's why like Dr. Becky's work is so important to just keep like, not just for children, but for adults too, that frustration and disappointment are part of the gift receiving process. Because like, in my case, that gift is so centered around our relationship because I'm still dealing with that trauma, but also because it's that thing of everyday life of like, hey, we only like one emotion, and that is happiness. Just something you were talking about earlier. Absolutely. And I think that like this holiday season is so filled with that like the end of the year, like from Thanksgiving until New Year's, is a normal time where most of us, just because the seasons are changing, are feeling a little bit, you know, slower, a little bit sadder, a little bit more like reflective, and not always in the happiest of ways. But as a culture, toxic positivity is massive. And I think that like holidays really exaggerate that.
Oh yeah, they exacerbate the fuck out of it, because again, like why am I decorating the house with you? This is supposed to be like a happy, silly little thing. But instead I'm sitting there like putting up ornaments, being like freaking out because I haven't done any Christmas shopping. And that sucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's dumb. It's
and as horrible as it sounds, the only way I got away from that is because I don't have relationships with most of my family members anymore.
Yeah.
And then the couple that I do, we don't give gifts anymore. And then our friends, we've had discussions about like, hey, there are no gift giving. So like I had to remove myself from the entire experience of the holidays in order to not feel stressed. And that shouldn't be how that works. You shouldn't have to say, I'm going to physically remove myself from all these relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
In order to not have to worry about That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And it's like, again, to harp on the whole, it's capitalism. That's all it is it's capitalism. And it's really hard because it's like, I'm not religious. So I genuinely, if I'm going to be real with you, I'm very much like, I celebrate Christmas in the sense that like, it's like a Hallmark holiday for me where I just think it's fun. And I think it's cute to put on a little Santa hat. And I think it's cute to put on reindeer ears or a snowman thing. I just think it's cute. Okay. It's adorable. It's really cute. Something to do. It's festive. It's something to do, quite frankly. And I like the twinkling lights. and I like the vibes, and I like the hot chocolates and the ciders and whatever. I just really don't agree with the fact that like gift giving has turned into this like, okay, if I can't put like a monetary stamp on an item, that means I don't love you. And that sucks because that's not what that means to me. And it also just sucks with the fact that like I think it's like the fact that it's all at once too. So Christmas is never just like buying a present for one person. It's always like at least 5 fucking people. And it's so stressful.
Yep. And you have to worry, is this person giving me a present? So then I have to give them a present so that way they know that I appreciate them. And then if I don't get them a present, will they not feel appreciated? Will they not know that I care about them?
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, nah, dude, I just want to go, like, I want to go to your parents' house for Christmas just to see them on Christmas.
Just to say hi.
Yeah. Like I don't want presents. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to squeeze Anna and Ben and fucking high five Jude and be like, all right, my peeps.
Yeah, exactly.
But without the pressure of all of it. And I think for me, it's so, because my birthday is right around Christmas, it's so like intrinsically connected.
I've thought about this. I've always thought this. I feel really bad for the kids who are born around this time frame.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Always. I've always felt bad. It doesn't matter. Like from the month of December to early January, I really feel for you guys because that fucking sucks.
Yeah. You would think mine's January 14th. So it's like far enough away that it shouldn't matter. But like the amount of birthday presents that are still wrapped in Christmas paper.
Oh, yeah.
And then like when we would find stuff as kids, my mom would be like, don't mess with that. That's for your birthday. Or you would get that dreaded fucking combined gift.
Horrible.
That they're like, well, this is expensive, so it's for Christmas and your birthday. I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want it to be separate.
For the people who are born like on Christmas Day, especially, I am so sorry.
Sucks so bad.
Yeah, it really does. And I do feel for you because, yeah, like you said, it is on the 14th of January, but it's still far enough to know that like people are basically like over the holidays. They're over gift giving. You know what I mean? Like they're like, fuck this. Like I just got out.
Yeah.
Kind of
well,
thing.
And they also don't want to do like meetups or like parties or celebrations because they're like, dude, I just handled all of those
many
like
people.
parties.
Yeah.
The work parties, the family parties, New Year's. Absolutely not. I don't want to do shit.
Yeah.
Which is also why when people do show up, I'm like, you're an insane person. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you.
That's crazy.
No, literally. Well, I mean, I'm happy because this year we've decided not to give each other gifts.
No, we're giving each other the gift of our presents. Yes.
My presence is a present. Yes.
It is a present.
And we also, I mean, I feel like we've talked about this before, but maybe the Wrecking Balls don't know. We also do this thing where we just like Christmas Eve steal each other's items and then wrap those. So that way we still have stuff to open.
Okay. So then we're going to dig in a tiny bit there. This is my favorite holiday tradition.
Yeah, she came up with this. This is not mine at all.
As we know, I'm always trying to like work on stuff that is like traumatizing, triggering, all of that jazz. And years ago, I was like, dude, I hate opening presents that are, I don't know what's in it. That freaks me out. What if I don't like it? Caboose and I were in the process of moving to Ireland at the time. And so we weren't doing like a big like Christmas because we're like, well, we're going to move in a couple months. And so we were clearing out our house and we still had like, I'm just going to be honest, we had wedding presents that people gave us that we had never taken out of a box. They got thrown in an attic, and then when we were clearing it out, I discovered them, and I was like, how funny would it be to just wrap these up and then us decide, like, fuck, if we really like it now, we'll keep it. And we'd been married for like 5 years at that point. So then I just started wrapping stuff up, and then I stole Caboose's slipper and wrapped that up, which was great because he was searching for his slippers and he could only find one. And I basically was like, I gaslit the shit out of him.
Oh my
Let's
God.
be really clear. I
That's
was like,
really
well, I don't know. Where would you have put it? Why are you always losing your shoes? And the next morning.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I made him seem super crazy. And the next morning he goes to like unwrap it and finds his left slipper. And then we just opened a bunch of shit we already had around the house. And then because the actual act of wrapping presents, holy shit, I love. Every holiday season, I think about getting a job as like a gift wrapper.
You know what? I love that for you. And I love that for Anna, my mom. Also phenomenal.
She's bomb.
I am not even, I don't even at this point hide how bad my wrapping is. I just think it's funny at this point. Yeah. I will purposely hand something to someone and it will look like a raccoon wrapped it.
That is true.
Horrible.
Yeah.
So I love that for you guys. That's awesome.
love wrapping. Or she's a gift bag person.
I am a gift bag girl.
I personally don't do gift bags because I'm like, no, the fun is wrapping it.
I'm happy for you. That's amazing.
Our holiday tradition, and it actually, she says it starts on the 24th. It actually starts December 1st, where you get to go around the house and you have to sneakily steal shit all month long. And then... and if they find out, then you have to put it back because that's like basically.
That's funny, yeah.
Yeah. So I have been collecting stuff for the last couple of days.
Have you really? I have not even started. I thought that I did a bunch of your guys's literally on Christmas Eve.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. And then we wrap them up, and so that way you still get the really fun unwrapping presents, but it's shit you already own. So for like my anti-capitalism, it's great because I don't feel like anyone wasted money on me. And B, it's all my own shit. And sometimes when you go and you find stuff that you forgot about, it like reignites a love of it.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's like one of my favorite traditions and it's fucking free. Minus the like wrapping paper, which we won't get into like the waste of that and blah, 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 blah.
I will say it is canceling season for tattoo artists. It's a slow season for us in the industry, and I have been absolutely just railed. My schedule has just railed me because again, people, and like if you've canceled on me this month, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Literally, don't worry about it. It is I get it because it is one of those things where I'm stressing out about paying for presents, so I can't imagine like being stressed about paying for a tattoo on top of like paying for presents. And so this holiday tradition has really saved me because I know for a fact that we're all on the same page. You know that I don't love you less if I didn't get you something. And
no, Caboose, you just have to wrap my stuff.
Yes, I know Caboose doesn't care either.
Nope.
Which is really, it's wonderful. And like you said, fuck the man, fuck capitalism. Fuck this. Fuck it. Yeah. You know, it's fun and it's silly and it still gives us a really great Christmas morning. So
yeah, it's super fun.
Very fun.
It's genuinely one of my favorite things because it also, I think it like breaks down that idea that you have to give someone something to like have fun on Christmas morning. Instead, it's really funny because then it's like, here's a fucking spatula.
Yeah.
And you're like, I was looking for that this morning when I was making breakfast. Is usually Caboose is the person that's like, damn it, Gaia, where's my shit at? And it makes me laugh every single time. It's never not funny.
I love that.
Yeah, it's great every time. What's your favorite holiday tradition? You can't have that one.
My favorite holiday tradition, I guess it's not technically holiday. It's like more like winter themed. But my family, every time it snows in Reno for the first time, like the first heavy snowfall in Reno, we like to watch The Shining.
Oh yeah, because we watched The Shining last year. We did,
yes. I love watching that fucking movie.
And you talk about the poster and Ben every time.
Oh my god,
it's amazing.
Yes, so that's the kind of family that we have. I love that so much. So yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, New Year's at the El Sasso household is also fucking insane. You've come over during New Year's, haven't you?
No.
Oh, maybe so. I just sent you like videos, but like my mom in true Asian fashion like puts coins everywhere. So coins are on the bed, they are all over the stairs, they're in front of the doorway, and then she incenses the whole house.
Yep.
And then she goes around with her little bowl gong thing.
Oh, you have sent video of that.
Yeah, and the incense isn't like, you know, like she lights incense. She has like a thing, like I don't know what to describe it as, like a thing.
Like what the Pope has?
Like what the Pope has. It's like a container and it's hanging on a fucking chain.
She's probably gotten it from the Pope.
Probably. And
Anna's
then she waves
boss.
it around. Yeah, dude, it's so funny. It's hilarious. And so like, yeah, New Year's Eve has always been like a fever dream in the El Sasso household. I'm not joking. And then my grandma always makes a comment about how I'm not wearing red. And you're supposed to wear red on New Year's, which is maybe why I'm obsessed with you wearing it. Sorry.
Yeah, you're obsessed with me wearing red for New Year's.
We went dress shopping and I kept being like, oh, you look so good in red. So I don't know if I'm just transferring that trauma onto you, but whatever, it's fine. Because it's good fortune.
Or I just look good in red. So.
You do look really good in red.
I just don't wear it.
But yeah, that's the end of our gift giving episode.
And we have been, I don't know about you, I've gotten a bunch of messages. You've sent me a couple from people sharing their stories with us of like episodes they've listened to. So please continue that, because like y'all, it genuinely is like the most like just fulfilling thing.
Yes.
You
guys inspire me to keep me going.
Yes.
It's very nice.
Please tell me what your feelings are about gift giving. If you're like, no, guy, you're 100% wrong. You should be grateful that somebody gave you something. Or if you're like, dude, I feel the same exact way. Gift giving is bullshit. Fuck capitalism.
Fuck capitalism.
So,
yeah. I wish I could just get someone a shiny button I found off the floor and call it good.
Bro, I would love that as a present.
Yeah, because it's sweet. Like, I thought of you. It doesn't have to be... Anyways.
I'm telling you, that can that he gave me was like the sweetest thing.
Amazing.
He was like, here's Ted Lasso on a soda can.
Fabulous.
Done. I don't even know what the drink is. I was just really excited.
I don't know either.
All right. Thank you so much. We will see you again next week. And yeah, please send your stories.
Bye.
Bye.